Yo, 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 what's going on? What's going on? Welcome in, welcome in. See, we've had a few issues with the streams over the last couple of weeks, so we're going to do this a little differently. I'm going to start off with our intro clip here in a second before we go ahead and start the show. But I want y'all to know that I'm going to start off with this clip. and before, if you are a woman and you may be watching this and you say, okay, what is this about? I urge you to listen to this first clip. This is how we're going to start this off. And then I'll get into the intro and tell y'all why we're talking about tonight's subject. Because what you all are going to see is that tonight's subject is going to lead into a bigger topic that I want to tackle for our last video of the week. Okay. So there's a video that I've already got the clips ready for that I want to tackle. It was going to be tonight's subject, what has to do with this video you're watching right now. But it was so many clips, I didn't think that I could do it justice during a live stream. I think I could do better with it if I have time to, edit and process the information. And so Friday's video is going to be a really good video, okay? But I wanted to start off with this video. And tonight, I'm going to start us off with this clip. So do me a favor. We have enough people up in here. Thank you to everybody that's in here, and I'll talk to you guys here in a moment. Put a 1 in the chat when I play this. Tell me that you can hear it or not. A 1 in the chat if you can hear it, okay? Let's get started.
Women tend to be more unhappily married than men.
And 80% of the time, women bring up problems in a relationship.
But 69% of all problems are not solvable.
So if you rely on problems getting solved as an indicator of the success of the relationship, it's not going to look good.
Now, this is very interesting information that we have here, right? Very interesting information. We know that women initiate the divorces, and this stat that a majority of the problems in any relationship are actually unsolvable. And tonight we're going to talk about a bunch of aspects of marriage. And obviously you guys know my position on marriage, but I want to alter. I ain't gonna change. I haven't changed my position, but I want to alter my position. Just slightly, more like something that I want you all to think about. All right? But as all good things, let's get started. What up, gents? Welcome to TSG Uncut. I am your host, Sean C. If you are new to this channel, we talk about the intersectional dynamics of dating and relationships from the male perspective to try to help men who want to have meaningful relationships to have them. But we believe in that through us men being on our purpose, on us men doing what we need to do, okay? That's why we're gents here. We're also supportive of the ladies who speak up against the things that are wrong, right, that they see in society, not just about women, but the things that they see wrong. We support those women. We support women having relationships, having their own man. We support these things. But what we need to stop supporting is the BS that's going on. And it's going to take for sober-minded people to be able to speak up about this shit. So this is why I brought up tonight's topic, okay? The reason why I brought up tonight's topic is because I actually was going to do a whole nother topic tonight. Let me see if I can see what the folder says. Oh, okay. I didn't even need to see the folder. Basically, I just wasted my time, okay? The title says it enough. We see the topic that I plan to bring up Friday is talking about how modern women basically have destroyed society. Okay, they've destroyed it. And don't get me wrong, men have their place in destroying society. Okay? They absolutely do. But these outcomes that we see, the video I plan to do on Friday is going to show how these outcomes came about, how we're going to look at what we're seeing today and how the fight, particularly, especially of Black women today, was never their fight to have. And they allowed that to trickle down into this situation. That is specifically why I intend to show you clips. This has nothing to do with any type of race. This has everything to do with women getting out of relationships and regretting it. And part of what you're going to see in Friday's video is part of this regret is because they have been fed a bunch of lies by feminism. The feminism movement has fed women a bunch of lies. Again, my position is firm. I am happy for women that are getting their own. I am happy for people that are doing, have happiness and joy in their life, and they're doing it in a way which is, beneficial to them, to the people around them, to their families, right? I believe in all these things. That's why I talk about this. That's why I've shifted the tone of the channel slightly. But I started to see the regret that these women have. And when you look at the first clip where it talks about these problems, I'm going to put it back up on the screen for you guys who just getting in here. Check out, this was the opening clip right here.
Women tend to be more unhappily married than men.
And 80% of the time, women bring up problems in a relationship.
But 69% of all problems are not solvable.
So if you rely on problems getting solved as an indicator of the success of the relationship, it's not going to look good.
Okay, so that's what we started out with. See, back in the day, you all remember this, right? Before things got to the way they are now, all we heard as men is that the reason why these marriages are failing is that men are failing to communicate. Men need to talk more. And now we've come to a place, not right now, but just some years ago, right? Men are vocal about what they're feeling and stuff more than I've ever heard men vocal about these things. And I will admit, men were not good about opening up back in the day at all. Like, you weren't getting nothing. So women today that have men that speak up and open up about what's going on inside of them and the things that they're experiencing in a relationship, just know that this is all new. This shit never used to happen. The OGs didn't open up about how they was feeling, okay? The OGs, nah, man, they weren't having it. Yo, woman, I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm doing man stuff. And so, as the pendulum started to swing, you started to see a change in men. Men was like, okay, women are changing. We're going to try to change and accommodate the things that they say they want. Men try to accommodate the shit that women say they want. Women have the most freedom that they've ever had in any time in human history. And men are more accommodating of women more now than any time in the course of human history. And women are still not happy with that shit. I want y'all to think about that. You're getting more of what you say you wanted. And I'm telling you, this is the shit y'all used to say, right? I'm old enough, a lot of the gents old enough in this chat to have known all the talk shows, all the things that were said. A lot of the gents know that all the stuff that they said we weren't doing. Men are dogs. Men are pigs. Men don't care about what women think and feel. These were all the things that were said back in the day. Kevin Samuels warned us. Kevin Samuels warned us, and he said that winter was coming. And there's another video that I intended to make. I got to find out where I put all the clips at. It would have actually been the video I would have liked to talk about before this one. But it doesn't mean I still can't do it and I won't put it out at some point in time. But it's going to be a shorter video, right? But he's absolutely correct. Some of the things that we're experiencing and we're seeing right now is a result of winter being here. And this is not on all women that winter is here, but it is. It is. It is a reaction to the things that Kevin Samuels warned about this shit. You all are fighting with us every day. The men who want to love you, who want to be there for you. You're fighting with us, and we're not your enemy. See, the real enemy got tired of your shit. And the real enemy is clamping down on your rights and your freedoms. Not the man that loves you. You battle with us every day, and we weren't the enemy. But you don't care about that shit. Not until it's too late, which is tonight's topic. You fought with us, but now it's too damn late. It's too, as the song used to say, this song, if y'all remember, there was a song that came out, it's too late to apologize. I believe it came out like 17 years ago. Was it 17 years ago? Oh, no, it wasn't 17 years ago. It was like 13 years ago. My bad. Too late to apologize. All right? It's too late. And we're going to see that. This is not just me trying to make fun of the women who have gone through this, though I'm going to be critical because I can. Okay? But I want you to see that some of these men weren't these women's enemies. And women made them, their own men, their enemies because of their feelings, because they were being selfish. You want us men to marry you all, and you all are the most free, independent women at any time in human history, but you are also the most selfish at any time in human history. The most selfish. We're going to talk about that in Friday's video. I feel bad for the men and the children and the families that are broken up. And throughout tonight's live stream, I'll share some of my instances of this as we get to these different parts. Because again, I'm not better than any of you guys. I'm just sharing what I've learned, sharing what I've seen, sharing what I've heard. Not to be bitter, but to make better decisions going forward in the future. All right? Listen, I cannot do this show or this channel without you guys. All right? So that is why I do these live streams on Wednesdays. So I want to give a shout out to my gents. Okay? Shout out to the gents. But before I give a shout out to the gents, listen. YouTube is attacking content creators that speak up with a voice that isn't negative. Let me repeat that again. YouTube is attacking content. When you speak up and tell the truth, they try to suppress your voice. It's getting bad. Okay? It's getting really bad. Now, I don't like my business to mingle. I actually have a second channel. That channel was demonetized. So some of the changes that you see right now are because of the lessons learned from my other channel getting demonetized. If you've noticed that this channel has started changing in the way I deliver and create the content, it's because I am not going to give YouTube any more leverage to try to take away all the shit that I've been building up for the last 5 years. So I want to thank all of my members who became members for the price of a cup of coffee a month. Thank you very much. Right? Thank you to my newest members. Okay. I want to make sure I call them out. Amazing Aaron B. and David Moss are the two newest members. Thank you all for becoming members. Thank you all for the Cash App donations because, again, YouTube is coming after people, okay? So the best way you can help this channel is by supporting this channel. And the best way you can support this channel is when a video pop up, you watch it from beginning to end. Don't cut out, don't click out of it. Watch the videos. All right? But let's get to the gents there. Thank you. Let's see what we got up in the house today. Shout out to Preston. Hey, yo, Sean CTSG, big brother, homie, and the UNCUT Green Money City peeps. Thank you. Adam says, many people today are like moths to a flame, drawn to the glow and unaware of the burn that awaits them. You know, Adam, that's absolutely correct. You got women who actually leave their men because they see the grass is greener on the other side, not realizing you've been putting in time on your grass. It's real grass. So it took time to get it to be where it's at. You had to till and work on it. You looking at the grass on the other side being greener and come to find out that shit is astroturf. It's not real. The biggest problem I have with these older divorced and never been able to keep a man types is that they don't see themselves as what they are. Aunties and grannies. Ooh, king. Always good. Yeah. They don't want to grow up. That's another one. And you guys have seen recently on the channel, I had that clip of Shahrazad Ali, and she said that a lot of these women that you're dealing with, they still stuck with the mindset of a 14-year-old. Their trauma has them locked into them being a teenage girl. And then it's up to us to try to, get them out of that. It's not to say they're not functioning as adults in some cases, but their trauma, the thing that the id that's deep inside is pushing them to continue on like they some young ass kids. Shout out to the champ. All right, boss, shout out to you too, man. Much love to you as well. Thank you very much. Sorry, Preston, I'm skipping over. I'm just trying to get everybody. We have a lot of clips tonight, and I got to make sure I get through it. Preston says, don't sugarcoat it, brother, homie. They are the ones who literally started this whole shit show looking for greener grass that is dried in the Sahara Desert and hell disaster. King, Adam, I worked with a guy that broke up with and married his wife 3 times. You know what's crazy? This is going to sound crazy. I used to not respect the men that did that. You know what, though? I can kind of understand why you did it. It's still your wife. I don't know why you need to get the legal system involved, but I understand why people do that. Now, it depends on what depends on the wife, okay, and why the marriage split. But I can see why a man would do that. That's your woman. It's your woman. Damn, they are both causing problems and the problems cannot be resolved. Talking about self-sabotage, that's exactly it, our boss. If you don't want a woman to look down on you, stop putting her on a pedestal. Ooh, love it. That's bars right there. So if we literally lie to the government, it's a felony. But if they lie to us, it's chicken shit politics. Bill Murray. It's always fascinating to me that these women group us all in the same sentence. However, they are so divided they can't agree that 1 + 1 = 2. And we stand on business, protect, and provide. Absolutely. Absolutely. Shout out to VR Mission. First heard that song on Smallville. Oh, hey, Smallville. Shout out to the 25th anniversary of Smallville. God dang. Talking about feeling old right now. Apologized by Timberlake around 2009. Oh, it was about 2009. Okay. Thank you. I wasn't crazy. It was about 16, 17 years. Sounds good. B. Williams, man, what's up with you, brother? Great to see you in the house. Great to see you in the house. I'm going to catch one more comment from Preston, and we're going to get right into this. And this is exactly why you don't get married. Why even get married when you're just going to cheat? All right, we're going to talk about some of these issues tonight. Thank you, everybody. Make sure y'all do me a favor. Hit that like button, all right? Today's topic is a palate warmer, a palate cleanser. I was thinking of a show I was watching. It's a warm-up to the topic that we're going to cover on Friday. Again, I'm looking at the clips on Fridays. Fridays is going to be a deep video. I actually got to start getting stuff together tonight to make sure that video is ready by Friday afternoon. That's how many. It's actually only 24 clips. But because of the way I have to create these videos now, I need more time. 24 clips now, it's a lot of clips, right? I'm going to still figure out how to do the channel the way I used to do it while still meeting YouTube's policies, right? But until I do that, be patient. But trust me, this message that I'm going to put out on Friday's video, I'm about to put my whole stank foot up in it, okay? I'm about to get all the way up into the knee, okay? I'm going to get all the way up to the upper thigh. I'm going to put so much leg and foot in that ass, okay? That's Friday's video. Let me get back. All right, we're going to go with our first clip, right? So this is how we're going to start it off. One of y'all talked about it. Hold up. One of y'all said something, and I'm going to use that clip to launch the first couple clips. Oh, let's see if I can find it. One of y'all was like, I am shocked that, who did I read it? I read the clip. Oh, give me a second. Because it was a good work-in. It was a very good work-in. Oh, right here. Our boss. Shout out to you, our boss. Damn, they're both causing the problems, and the problems cannot be resolved. Talking about self-sabotage. So you all heard the opening clip. And we get told all the time that we're the problem. Okay? This is what, especially back in the day, men were all the problems. This is how 1,000 TV shows were launched. And I'm going to show you something that tends to happen. I have two clips that I'm going to play back to back. And it's something I want to show you all.
Hey, babe, how that peach cobbler tasting?
It's all right. I had better at the school cafeteria.
I don't mean to laugh. Jesus. That's not right. Let's go to the second clip.
Oh my God, babe, you finally finished it.
I think I got one piece left.
Right there.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, man. Oh, my God.
What's your problem? Why would you do that? You couldn't let me finish it?
You see what it's like to just unknown people?
That's nothing like what I do.
It's nothing like what you do?
No, I didn't hurt anybody with anything I ever did.
Babe. Really, I'm sorry. I don't know. It was funny though, no? Babe.
That man's right, because that is not funny. That
Hell
is
no.
just straight up disrespectful. So much so that the only next puzzle that man should solve is how to fill out the divorce papers. By the way, doesn't that man's eyes look like Ryan Reynolds?
All right, listen. Something I didn't notice when I first saw this thing. All right, let me show y'all something. I did not realize this. So he was putting this puzzle together, right? Look at all these pieces in this puzzle. She came over and just messed it up. Now, I didn't realize this when I put this clip in, but what I didn't realize, that's a Black woman right there, man. So this is an interracial couple. It doesn't have nothing to do with it, But it's kind of like, that's interesting. That's interesting. Oh man, white guys just, oh, they so much nicer than black men. They listen to us. You got you a good dude who wasn't harming nobody. Listen to what he says, man.
What's your problem? Why would you do that? You couldn't let me finish it?
You see what it's like to just unknown people?
That's nothing like what I do.
It's nothing like what you do.
No, I didn't hurt anybody with anything I ever did.
Man, that dude sound hurt. It sound like he got his chest caved in. It's funny to me that you got women who talk about, oh, you got to pay me to go out on a date and I got to get my hair, this, that, and the third, blah, blah, blah. And the thing is, we never get credit for it. It's like, yo, this is my time is equally as valuable as yours. Listen, somebody that I'm very close with recently had to go to court. And they had to go to court because somebody basically was trying to get more money than the insurance company was supposed to give them. Okay? So they were trying to finagle the system to get more money than what they were supposed to get. Come to find out, this person bought a new car. And what they got the money from the insurance company for their car, but they wanted more money for the difference to pay for their new car. That's jacked up, right? Your car ain't worth like whatever. So that's like saying, I'm gonna go out right now in my car, get into an accident, go buy that Corvette that I want to buy, right? And then I'm gonna have the person that ran into me pay the difference. This is what women are doing right now when it comes to going on dates and the makeup. They want you to pay for stuff that I bought this concealer for $200 and the hair costs $400. They want you to pay the difference when your time is just as valuable as theirs. And this man spent time on that puzzle. And this woman had absolutely no respect for her man enough to say, to let him do his thing. He had like one or two more pieces left. She was like, well, now you know what it feels to waste, to ignore me. This is why y'all lose y'all husbands. Because some of y'all are, first of all, some of y'all are goddamn psycho. You want people to feel sorry for you. Let me get this super chat real quick. Shout out to Young Hazmat, man. Thank you as always. He said, great subject tonight as usual. Man, we just getting started. This is just this is the palate cleanser. This is the warm-up. Young Hazrat, let me get you down on the tickler down below, man. Thank you for being tonight's first sponsor. Again, YouTube trying to hold a brother back. They really are, man. Y'all know that video I did on older men doing better than older women and older women getting mad about it? Do you know YouTube flagged that video? I went and looked back through that video twice. And the only thing I could think of is they had some women that had, their chestal area was kind of protruding. But if you watch that video in full context, you'll see I wasn't trying to exploit those women's bodies. I actually was using those clips to prove points. They just so happened to have their chestal region out. With the OF girl and then the girl that was like, hey, you take $100 a day for 5 years, or would you date me? And the dude was like, oh, hell no, I'm not messing with you. I think those two are the ones that did it. But my videos rarely get flagged. But whenever my videos are starting to take off and the views are about to pop, I get flagged every time. So thank you to the people that actually watch the goddamn videos, that take time to like the videos, take time to comment, to take time to support this channel. Thank you, Young Hazrat, because, again, YouTube trying to stop what they can't stop. They can't stop this. They cannot stop this shit. Can't stop, won't stop. Oh, speaking of which, in honor of young Hazrat with his $5 holla, this is tonight's drink. This is in my gent chalice, okay? So this is my gent chalice, and this right here, okay? This is what I call happiness in a glass. This here is strawberry lemonade, but it's happy strawberry lemonade, if you know what I mean. It'll get you right. It'll get you tight. Salute to the gents. I don't know if y'all know this, man, but I used to be a bartender, so, all right? Where we at? Dude is hurt. But then if he crashes out, she will be the first one to call 5-0 and get dude locked up. Our boss right on it. B. Williams says, yeah, it sucks that women today, especially older women, want to divorce their husbands who have been married to them for a long time and want to have their own ways of thinking and points of view. Listen, man, I said on this channel, I think it was last week or in one of my recent videos, probably with the older videos. But the thing is, it is in the best interest of women to secure a man when they are their youngest, their prettiest, their most fertile, their most beautiful, whatever, right? Their most virile. And then you lock that man in, and then that's your man. That's your dude. And then that way, when you get older, he gonna look past the wrinkles. He gonna look past the stuff that you don't like. He gonna look past that stuff. And if he loves you and you love him, he gonna still see you as beautiful. But then women want to do shit like this right here. Women want to do shit like this. And this is the kind of stuff that over time, a man might deal with a lot of shit. But over time, this is the thing that make him end up creeping out. Let's be real about this. You want to talk about men cheating? They can't get out of their mind. Oh, well, he cheated on me. Bitch, yeah, he cheated on you. Because this is the way you treat him. And you lie to your girlfriends and say, well, he just ignores me. He comes home from work and then all he did last week was work on some dumbass puzzle. Knowing deep inside you are a terror. You cause chaos. You do not bring peace to that man's life. And so a man, I don't know why, how the universe, y'all want to talk about, oh, the stars and the quasars, and I'm a Sagittarius and a Jupiter moon. Y'all want to talk about this shit? Let's go ahead there. Let's go. The stars and the quasars will, when you're not doing what you're supposed to do, it seems like the stars and the quasars put another woman in front of that man's path that will do what you ain't doing. Ladies, you are replaceable. The damn universe does it. I swear for God, okay? I swear for God. When y'all ain't acting right, I can see, bro, it's almost like clockwork. It's almost like clockwork. Put a 1 in the chat if you know what I'm talking about. Holla at your boy if you know what I'm talking about. Tell me I ain't crazy on this one. But let your woman be acting up and not doing what she's doing. And I swear for God, there'd be another woman right there saying, oh, just, I don't know how it happened. You bumped into each other with your coffee or whatever. I don't know why it happened that way, but it be happening that way, bro. You know, that's why I go out and bubble wrap. I go out and bubble wrap. I'm just playing. Nah, my girl doing what she got to do. I ain't even sweating. Okay? Yeah, man. Forget about the 10,000 hours that dude put into his puzzle. At least he's not leaving her alone at home, wild and outside. Right. Dudes don't even care. Dude, look, the thing is, I had a clip that's going to be in tomorrow's Friday's video. And or maybe it's in Friday's video or I took it out. But the point is, the woman was like, where's all the dudes at? We outside and all I see is women, but where the dudes at? We at home. This economy is crazy. It don't make no sense to spend money on shit we don't need. We've learned recently that the stuff y'all buy, the Louis, everybody was out there talking about name brand shit in Louis. When you found out that all them shits come from China and it don't really cost as much as they didn't inflate the price, y'all look stupid right now. Men is chilling. Men is chilling. Young Hampshire, put the ones up. I promise. That woman respected that man's puzzle the same way women respect men pulling 14-hour shifts 6 days a week. Absolutely. And then, Preston, thank you for this. Salute and all, to all the chat and the cheers to the brothers and the gents, my dudes. Anyway, all right. I've talked enough. Let's get into the clip that you guys saw on the thumbnail. We're not going to play this whole thing. We don't need to play the whole thing. I should have wrote down where to start from, but I'm gonna find it. Let's get this thing up on the screen. We don't need to listen to the whole thing because it's a bunch of ignorance. Okay, let's see where I think it was right about here.
It did not. That's why I'm single.
Oh, maybe I went too far. Okay, let's see here. I might have to jostle it, but we don't need to listen to the whole thing because it makes my head hurt and it makes me want to get my pimp powder out to slap somebody. Okay. All right, let's hit play.
By one.
You ever been married?
Yes.
When did you get divorced?
Because I wanted to be fast.
I'm gonna stop it there. She got divorced because she wanted to be fast. At least, look, you can say, well, at least she was honest. Yeah, at least she was honest, but God dang, let's hear some more. That pimp powder, baby.
You want me to stop? You don't want me to tell you no lie, right?
So you divorced your husband because you wanted to be out here in these streets?
I did, yep.
You ladies, ma'am. How y'all think, oh my God, how you think any man gonna like you wanted to be fast? I'm gonna let it play. God dang, I have so much to say. I'm gonna let y'all.
Well, how did that street life work for you?
It did not. That's why I'm single.
It did not
work. So did you have an affair on your husband?
I did not. I wanted to.
Oh my God.
So you got a divorce because you wanted to have sex with other men?
One particular man.
Ooh. Sorry to stop it again. Sorry to stop it so much. If y'all remember correctly, in one of my latest videos, right? I said in the video, I think it was my last video, that I said half of women have a dude in mind already on who they would cheat on their dude with. Half of them. Just saying, man. And women want to argue the stats, but the stats ain't lying right now.
Okay, so when you got the divorce, did you and that man have sex?
I did.
And what happened after that?
It was horrible.
He left her ass.
So you try to get your ex-husband back?
No. I felt a little ratchet afterwards.
Because you was ratchet. You wanted to go out and be a 304. You slept with this dude and wind up being whack, or he used you, because no man gonna respect any woman that's gonna leave her husband. Oh, will he smack that thing up? Absolutely, he gonna smack it, flip it, and rub it down. Okay? But he ain't gonna respect it. No man is gonna respect you when they hear your story. Oh, well, you know, I was falling for you. He don't do it like this. I hear everything you say. You know, right? Yeah, he don't sling it like I do. That man can't sling it like me. I'm gonna say whatever I got to say to get a little bit of that mooshu. Okay? Get a little of that mooshu pork. And then after I get it, 1, 2, maybe 3 times, I'm gonna send you on your way back to him, hopefully. Because I don't want to be with you. No man is gonna want to be with you. You cheated, you divorced your husband because you wanted to be ratchet. I'm gonna treat you like a ratchet. These women will leave they dude thinking that they're gonna have a whole nother relationship. Ooh, I'm gonna try to make him my man. Bitch, you just left your husband. You don't get to have a man. You get to get ran through. You get to get sped ran on like a Hot Wheels track. Okay, you get to get sped ran on. Okay, come on now. Hell yeah, she proud of it. She forever belongs to the streets. Chase dreams, not dames. Absolutely, absolutely. Preston says, don't spend time and money on those chicks who wouldn't even blink twice at the thought of you. Cherish those who are there for you by choice and not there because you chase them every time they decide to escape. Absolutely. No accountability at all in her face. Oh, bro, our boss, she gonna be smiling her ass off this whole interview. That's why I put the clips up on the thumbnail that I did. That single light be hitting her hard. And when she is not in front of a camera, acting tough and happy. Our boss, very perceptive, and you all tonight, gents, are going to see more of that in the video clips that I'm going to show you. Okay, let's get back to it and get up out of here because we're already at the 40-minute point. There we go. Let's listen.
How long was you married for?
19 years.
My God. Ooh, Jess, I gotta take a peace puff off of this one. "19 years, and you decide you want to be out there." How many of the women look at other women being out there being ratchet and 304s and their friends telling them about how their legs got folded back behind their head, and they're like, man, I want to get folded up like a pretzel at a carnival? How many see their friends and want to be like that? I even have a video folder that I'm waiting for more clips to come into it. And it's called Females Are the Worst. That's the working title. That's not the title, but it's stuff like that. Listening to your friends, listening to people who don't give a shit. And losing your relationship, losing your man over stupidity. Let's get back to the clip before I get mad. Yeah,
So you divorced your husband of 19 years all because you wanted to have sex with another man?
Yeah.
Do you regret doing that?
Yeah.
So what would you tell to the ladies watching?
Wait, did y'all hear any regret in that woman's voice? Did y'all hear the regret?
What advice would you give them?
Don't leave your man, your husband. You can leave a man, but don't leave your husband.
So now with all that being said, what kind of man are you looking for?
We don't care what she's looking for now. You don't deserve a man. And here's the thing. I don't know if y'all heard that. You can leave your man, but don't leave your husband. Do you see? She went out and was ratchet. She has no remorse, no care, and she's still telling women to leave their man instead of giving some nuanced advice. Look, man, the things that you think are bad aren't bad. Work that thing out, blah, blah, blah. That's what women her age is supposed to be telling other women. Yo, I messed up. It ain't that bad. I should have. Nothing was really that serious. This woman decided to open up her ratchet ass 304 mouth and say this.
How long was you married for?
19 years.
So you divorced your husband of 19 years all because you wanted to have sex with another man?
Yeah.
Do you regret doing that?
Yeah.
So what would you tell to the ladies watching?
Here we go.
What advice would you give them?
Don't leave your man, your husband. You can leave a man, but don't leave your husband.
There we go. Ratchet ass advice. Yo, hey, P, I'm going to see if I can send you a link. I don't know if you want to come up for this one, but oh my God, bro. Oh my God. Oh, what the heck is going on? All right. Hold up. P, where you at, bro? I don't even see you. There you go. All right, let me get a link just in case P can get up here tonight. There you go. All right, you got the link. If you can come up, bro, come on up. I want to hear your thoughts on it if you can. All right. Bro, this is insane. Absolutely insane. This woman decides to leave and break up a 19-year relationship just to, Hey, welcome to the stage, everybody. Welcome to the stage. We got P in the house, baby. What's happening, P? What's happening, baby? Hello?
What's good? What's good? What's good, people? What's good?
You up on there, man. Did you see that last clip where the lady left her dude of 19 years to go get ran through by a dude she wanted? Clapping them cheeks. Go back home to your dude.
I'm getting a double feedback. See, I hear you twice.
Well, that ain't got nothing to do with me. I hear you once. You actually
my
a little
bad.
trouble.
I had you on my other screen. My bad. That was my fault.
I was like, wait a minute. Wait, you can't blame me for that. Come on up, nah.
Man, I heard that, bro. Like, and you hit it on the head, man. She said, this is how ignorant women are, bro.
Ignorant.
She said, you can leave your man, but don't leave your husband. How in the F do you become a husband if you're not a man first?
So I can't trust you up until I put the ring. Hold up. I can't trust you up until the point I put a ring on your finger, right? Sign that piece of paper. But then there's a 70 to 90% chance that you're going to file for a divorce and leave me anyway.
Whew.
Ladies, it makes sense of what I just said, ladies. Y'all want to know why men don't get married? Because of the advice that woman gave. And then if I get married to you, there's a high likelihood that it ain't going to keep you anyway. You ain't going to stay around. Why? Why would I do that to myself? And I'm going to lose whatever I got. I got to start over again. Make that shit make sense.
And these are the women that's training our young girls. That's the funny part, see? That's the funny part, see?
Friday video, we're going to get into that shit. We about to get it. This is supposed to be my live stream topic tonight. Like, talk about how basically modern women basically have destroyed society, right? Destroyed it, set it asunder. But I said, you know what? It was too many clips. So we're going to watch how women destroy their relationships tonight as a microcosm of how they destroy society.
Oh, okay. I'll definitely be on Friday. I got you Friday.
Oh, it's not a live stream. There's a video.
Oh, video. Okay, got you. Yeah,
you know,
man,
it's funny that I know I was supposed to do like a Friday night jam session. So if I'm going to do it, it'll probably be this Friday.
But that's crazy, so, bro. That's crazy. I can't even wrap my mind around hearing that. Like,
I know. Well, look, check it out. We're gonna do the next video. Check this out.
I don't want to be with my husband anymore. His energy is impacting my energy. I got with my husband out of potential. He had the potential to be a great earner, to be a great father. And you know what? He is a great father, a great provider. He's not a great partner. I am chaotic and wild, and I love that about me. And for the longest time, he anchored me. He held me down. I would be fine doing everything on my own. He just makes things a little easier with childcare and money and money. Maybe he'll change. He won't. And if he does change, it's not at the pace that I am changing. And I am changing so rapidly. I need to fly away. I want this dissolved.
Hold up. Now,
you smell that?
What that is?
You smell
what
that?
That is?
That's a child support case in the making. That's what that is.
So I'm stopping in here before we get into what she about to say. Vicky, stop. So it seems to me that this woman had in her head that she's like, oh, I got with him because of potential, great provider. I wanted to be a great father. And she acknowledged that he was great at those things. But she is growing. I want to emphasize something to you and the rest of the gents. This woman said, I am great. Be careful, you gotta use 304 on here.
Gotcha.
But yes, she is growing. Like what you did there, though. Like what you did there. She is growing. And so instead of saying, okay, I'm growing, let's just assume that she was growing in a positive way. If that's your partner, why don't you help him to grow? Like, or why don't you be, I can say help him, but why don't you inspire that man to grow? Why don't you inspire that man to be better? We as men, when we do better, we are expected to inspire and help our women be better women, right? Why won't they do the same for us? Oh, look. VR says, we know what's coming next. What's your initial thoughts on this before I hit the play here? Before I hit play again?
I agree on what you say, but the word she using in growing, it rhymes with what I said earlier. She ain't growing. That's not what she doing. Growing, growth. Exactly. Growth is everything she said in the beginning. If she appreciated that, that's what you call growing. You got a man that's holding you down, a good father, a good provider, and a good man to you. And you growing? If you ain't grown but getting something like that, you're doing something else. We're gonna say that.
Getting them cheeks clapped. Let's continue.
I want this dissolved.
A few moments later.
I feel like I've been going through the stages of grief of my marriage for the past 4 years. I got sober, I got healthy, and I realized if I worked on myself enough, then we would fit better. So much couples counseling, so much individual therapy, so much internal trauma work only made our disconnect stronger.
Let's go back to this real quick. I want y'all gents to think about what she just said, okay? I need y'all to hear what she just said. She talked about her trauma. She needed to work on herself. She talked about she was growing, but she hadn't really been growing. She just thought she was growing because she watched a bunch of TikTok videos, a bunch of Instagram videos, was on social media, her girlfriends. Maybe I'm starting to move like my girls are doing. And y'all think that shit is growth. When she really started growing and working on herself, what she really saw was she was a piece of crap. And not only that, as she stated, the couples counseling thing only made them drift apart. Because what happens in couples counseling, P, when they go to couples counseling,
you gotta take accountability.
Absolutely. But the couples counseling don't make them get better. It makes them, they go there to justify that they right.
Mm-hmm.
They go there so they can talk to the counselor so she can tell you why she right, not actually work on or fix anything. Because whenever these counselors tell them that they wrong, they stop going. And I've put that on video. I put that on everything.
I can
they stop going.
They
stop going if the counselor don't agree with them. Our boss said she should have paid more attention in therapy and actually do the work to learn that her brain is backwards and not smarter than a fifth grader. Absolutely. Preston says the people who feed into their own delusions. Absolutely. Anthony Perkins, thank you for being here. Let them regret it, never look back. Absolutely. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. Okay? So, F around and find out, baby. F around and find out. So, this next clip that I'm going to show us that we're going to watch actually, is going to be about. So Pete, let me ask you a question before we get into it. Let's go into a thought process and hear what your thoughts on this. Have you ever been in a situation where you have to work a lot because you're trying to get out of a hole, you got things to pay, you got things to do, and then you get told that, hey, you're not spending enough time with me?
Yep. Yes, I have. Yep.
So what was that like for you? How do you feel? How do you feel or what was going on for? I want to make. I'm not. It's funny. I'm making light of it, but it's not, because so many men get like, you're going to work every day. You're trying to provide. You're going through this rat race, right? And then you're like dead tired, bro. Like you just, even these women are sick of working these goddamn jobs, but they still act like they don't understand why you tired when you come home. How did you feel in those situations, sir?
Underappreciated. That's how I felt in the situation. Because at the end of the day, I'm doing all this for us while you only sitting back worrying about you. You know what I mean? And in that particular moment, it's like, if you was in these shoes that I'm in right now, you wouldn't be saying the stuff you saying, because you'd be dead ass tired too. So just underappreciated, overwhelmed, just not even wanting to be there, honestly, at the end of the day.
And see, that goes back to what I said earlier, right? I don't know if you heard what I said earlier. I said, it's something about when your woman ain't doing what she's supposed to be doing, the universe will put somebody in front of you that really, like, you don't even be trying to do nothing wrong, bro. The universe be like, here you go, son. Here you go.
What is it? The 2080 rule?
80-20 rule.
Oh, 50-20 rule, whatever.
Yeah. So, you know what, though? There's a word, there's something you said that really resonated. I know that it will probably resonate with some of the gents in the chat, but the word you said was underappreciated. Now, I want you all to keep that word keep that in your head as we go forward on this next video. Underappreciated. Here we go. Once I figure out how to work this damn thing.
Look at this.
My husband works 2 jobs.
2.
He works 64 hours a week.
Continue.
Has like 1 day off. And within that 1 day, I want him to go outside with us.
You want
like
him.
Me, Sophie, and him.
Right.
But he wants to stay home
Okay,
and spend time with us.
Okay.
But I don't want that. I want us to be outside. And I'm upset with him because we don't go outside and do activities as a family. Am I being reasonable or am I being a bad wife?
You're being unreasonable and being a bad wife. You're both. If I'm working 64 hours a week, and you're a stay-at-home mom that watches way too much TV, which I'm assuming because you posted this, you watch too much TV, God forbid a girl has a hobby that doesn't require spending money, hashtag stay-at-home mom, you posted this. I'd be damned if you're going to tell me what the hell I'm doing on my off day, or you even have the audacity to be upset with me because I don't want to go outside. I have literally been out the house all week working. I would love to be inside of the house that I'm paying for. You're 100% being unreasonable. And if you don't like it, get a damn job. Tell him quit his second job and either have somebody you trust watch your kids at home or put your child in a daycare with cameras. What you just said got the women in the comments bashing you. When you got that happening on the internet, you know you're wrong. You know you done said some dumb shit. How inconsiderate of you. Mans is literally working his life away to provide for you two. And you're mad because he wants to spend his one off day indoors, the one day that he can be indoors with y'all.
Yo, that one hit hard, bro.
Ooh,
I let him cook, man. That one hit hard, bro. Now, you know,
bro.
Go ahead, bro. Please.
Bro, you know, that's the same woman that will be in another video talking about, oh, I love my husband. He's a great father, but he doesn't provide enough for us. I would rather him be out getting more money so we can have a better life, but he's a great dad, da-da-da-da. It's like y'all want it both ways, man. You can't have it that way. You're going to be, like the man said, if you want it both ways, go get a job so he got more off time. But nah, that's not going to be the case. That's not going to happen because guess what? That's going to cut out of your TV time. That's going to cut out of your Real Housewives of Atlanta and all that other crap that they watch thinking that that's who they really are when they're not.
Right. I'm old school. You know, we both old school in some ways. And I know that when I've been, if y'all new here, I've been married twice. And both times my women were stay-at-home women. Not that they had to be. I gave them the option. You know, you can go out and work, blah, blah, blah. We probably could have used the extra money, but obviously, you know, I was like, hey, the kids needed to be watching. Daycare is just expensive as hell. So I say that to say that in the year of our Lord, 2025, oh shit, I believe your woman got to be doing something. There is no way none of these modern women can be at home. It is the devil. Okay, what was that? Water boy? Bobby Boucher, that's the devil.
My mama said.
Bobby Boucher, that's the devil. Sitting at home watching TV, not being out there working or contributing to your man. Well, I'm at home and I'm doing it. No, you got too much time on your hand, baby. Look, if you got that much time to be worried about shit, you got too much time on your hands. The thing is, the double standards when it comes to what they expect of us. And again, look at where we're at now in 2025. The arguments when you and I grew up here, and a lot of the gents that's in here, the argument was, y'all don't understand what we go through at home. We don't feel fulfilled at home. You can't make this shit up. You have it one way, you're not satisfied. You get the job and go out, now you're tired and I'm not doing enough because you got to work. Y'all are never freaking satisfied, bro. They never satisfied. Right. Selfish and entitled. Clearly her hair is done, makeup done, and nice car. We all know he pays the bill. King said this is the perfect example of how women don't think that iron doesn't wear. Yeah, it does wear. You definitely can't appreciate something that doesn't want to do the same thing, but you have the absolute effing audacity to complain. Yep. And they expect to have their cake and eat it too and not get the sugary STD in their cavities. Oh, Preston.
Wow.
All right. Next video.
Ooh. STD in the cavities. Oh.
I'm cheating on my husband, and I finally have the balls to tell the world. I told him, and of course, you know, he didn't handle it how we would want him to handle it.
Okay, so she cheated on her husband. I want to set the tone here. So she said this dude didn't take her cheating. She's letting everybody know, and her husband. So did he crash out? Did he smack her upside the face? Did he beat her up? Did he go after the dude that she was going? Did he have her follow? Let's see, P. What is this reaction that she was not expecting? Did this dude go ahead and just burn the house down? Let's find out.
He was just like, okay, whatever. And he left with my kids. And I really was just like, this is weird. I need to chase after him and see what's going on. Like I said, there was a U-Haul truck there. And my heart dropped because I'm like, oh my gosh, immediately he is moving out and, you know, already has his stuff. I finally have the balls to tell the world. I told him, and of course, you know, he didn't handle it how we would want him to handle it. But it all started, so I started having a friendship with this particular person, and it's actually a friend of my husband as well.
Oh my God. Nikki. 304
Babylon. That's what I call her.
Yo, bro. It was his friend, bro. Oh my God. Not me, James. Try somebody else.
And we just have been hanging out around him a lot lately. We started out with just simple conversation, like we were friends, but we ended up kind of pushing it past that a little, not a little. We ended up kind of like secretly seeing each other, trying to find ways to see each other, and doing that behind my husband's back. So every time that my husband and I would joke about like me cheating on him, he's like, girl, you'll be in a grave, you and whoever it is. And
Yo, Pete. I would say she lucked out on this situation because she should have been she would have been in the ground, bro. You mess with his friend. Like it ain't even just, hey, if you ever cheat, girl, you know where you're gonna be at. It wasn't even that she cheated. You cheated with my friend. Yo, this woman illegally, and then you gonna put it on camera. Oh my God. What you gotta say, bro?
And legally, he could have got away with it. Would have been a temporary insanity plea. So she played. He could have knocked her head off for real.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's go.
you're never going to leave me, blah, blah, blah. However, in this moment, he did not react that way. He did not. He reacted very calmly. Like I said, I can see that he was very hurt. Like I can see it. I know him. He's my husband. So he acted very calmly and like very mature, very demure. I don't even know if I used that correctly, but anyways, he acted very calm and he just left and took the two kids. We only had AJ and Aliyah with us.
All right, listen, I'm gonna go on camera by myself real quick, Pete. 1 second. Let me tell you something, gents. The way that this man handled this is the exact way you always handle it, okay? There's no sense in going after any of these dudes as much as you want to, unless that dude put his hands on your kids. When I mean hands, I mean touched your kids. That's the only reason. Other than that, do exactly what this dude did. Just calmly, like, okay, get your shit and leave. Get your stuff and leave the premises. Just leave, okay? Before it turned to something crazy, get up out of there, okay? That's without going into the situation. Just get your shit and leave. And matter of fact, if you don't know how she gonna react, leave on a slick, okay? If she gonna do something stupid, don't tell her you leaving. Just, hey, I gotta go to the store, and go to the store and just don't come back, right? Go to somewhere safe, because I'm gonna tell you, he handled it. She lucky. She is lucky she was able to film that TikTok. I'm gonna bring Pete back up on stage, okay? Oh, hold up. VR says, smart man, no emoting, no drama. Absolutely. As far as I know, getting married is like ordering a 12-inch pile of 10 slices of bitcheroni in Catastrophe City's misery. They always mess with the friend, his friend. Same thing happened to me. See, again, thank you for sharing that. Yeah, man, it's crazy. You don't owe us anything, lady. Figure your life out and stay off social media. Read some books and go get an education. Hey, our boss, that's why I had that video out the other day about, like, when I was talking about, like, yo, women get online and say the dumbest ass crap. Get off of social media with this shit and go fix yourself. Young Hazard says, an idle mind is a devil's workshop. I don't trust it, but if they're at work, they most often cheat with a coworker. So we damned if we do and damned if we don't. Look, if she cheat with a coworker, look, I'm still leaving regardless. But the worst thing you can do is have a woman just up in the house with nothing to do. I'm sorry. If she gonna cheat at work, that's fine. I'm leaving anyway. Like if she at home and she cheat, she gonna cheat. If she at the coworker, she gonna look. Listen, the point is, at least she doing something. At least she contributing to the household. At least she tired and can understand what it's like to go at work. If they sitting at home, bro, they ain't got nothing but time. Like when you need time, they don't understand that you need time because they've had time all day, right? Like when they're around the kids all day, much love. Look, I give women respect for being around the kids all day, but I wish I could be around my kids all day, man. It'd be all good. But I understand when they want adult interaction, okay? And then when you get home, They want to be, oh man, I got an adult to talk to. I get it. And that's kind of why you got to work that thing out. Hey, when I walk through this door, I'm going to kiss you, I'm going to hug you, I'm going to say hi to the kids, but can I just get 30 minutes? Can I just use the restroom, maybe get some food in my stomach, and then we can talk. You can have your adult interaction. I want to talk to you, okay? I want to. If you love your woman, you want to share your day with your woman. But goddamn, let me get through that damn door first and just chill before you start like, right? Just give it a moment. And women don't understand that. Even women that's working don't seem like they understand this shit. They feed off of it. They do it to feed off the drama. Of course, acting calm. Anything other than that would have landed him in jail. And that's why I said make sure y'all look, there's no sense in laying hands on her or on anybody. Literally, they can't understand when you leave and you calm. They can't understand it. Why aren't you emotional? Then they start thinking he never cared. How come he don't care? They want to elicit emotional response from you. And you a man. Shut them shits off and go handle your business. Like, all right, cool. Deuces. Who's saying that? Chris? P, what you got to say about that?
Man, look, bro. I'm going to say it like this. These women, and this is my personal opinion, these women all want to be a lifetime special, bro. Like, this is the stuff that you see on TV that they sitting around watching. Let me go creep with the best friend, and then, I'll tell my man in the end, and it'll all work out. Like, they confusing fantasy with reality, bro. Like, they want it on the TV series. The man gonna crash out. He gonna throw the plate against the window, and he gonna call you all kind of this and all kind of that. That's not always reality. Like you said, sometimes, just like women know, men know too. He already probably knew something was going on. So what he gonna risk? And me and you talk about this all the time. What he gonna risk the custody of his kids for? Because that's the hardest thing for a man to get. Why would he even take that chance and leave them with her? You already see what kind of woman you leaving them with. So why would you even go that route? So that man knew what he.
Yep.
That man knew what he was doing. He was creating the path of being able to leave, take his kids, and secure his financial freedom, his mental health, and everything else, versus him crashing out, going to jail, having a restraining order. Now you can't see your children. He was a smart man for what he did. But like I said, bro,
that right there, that was gangster. Sorry, real quick. I didn't think about that move he did. He kept calm. Okay, that's cool. But you know what he did? He took the kids.
Yeah.
Hey, you're also of the goddamn law. Possession 9/10 of the law, right?
9/10 of the law, man. That's the hardest thing to get. You can get you another wife. He'll probably get married again before he would have got full custody of them kids. That's just how the law works. So, with that being said, like I said, all these women want to live in a lifetime special, bro. They all sit around watching these movies, these situations, and they think, well, you know what? I can do that. I can do that. And it's never gonna turn out the way it is in the movies, ladies. Y'all need to realize that's a script and this is real life. Yep. That's what I gotta say about it.
Yep. Let me catch a couple more of these comments. We'll get to the next video. In all seriousness, TSG, if anything, we definitely don't owe these people either. If anything, they need to stop snorting too much entitlement and reflect on the decision you wrecked. Yep. Seems like she's been watching the show Cheaters one too many times with the expectation her man was going to crash out. Yeah. All right, let's get up on this next video.
That TV.
Yep, that TV. Hey, that TV and social. Now, we just talked about how she was expecting that dude to crash out, right? She was expecting him to react. Check this out. This woman was expecting her man to be torn up at the divorce too. They want to get that emotional reaction.
When I decided that I was going to tell him that I wanted a divorce, we sit down in our session. It's like really tense, really awkward. My ex was sitting there like, so why do we have an emergency session? The therapist was like, Jamie, do you want to start? And I just started crying and I was like, I want a divorce. He sat there quiet. I'm sitting next to him crying. He didn't move. He didn't look at me. He didn't react at all. He just was stone cold. And eventually our therapist was like, would you like to respond? So he responded right away. And he's like, fine, let's just go ahead and finalize the details. Like, I knew that I was ready to leave that day, but I couldn't believe that that was his reaction. There was no empathy. There was no compassion. There was no like wanting to fight for us, and I was like, so what are we going to do? And he just kept playing. And he was like, I already got an apartment. I already took my name off of the lease. So it was like within a couple days he moved out.
Some people think relationship is like a game.
Yeah, we're going to discuss it. So there you go. She was hoping that you going to fight for me? No. You said you don't want to be here, I'm out. If you say you don't want to be here, there ain't no fighting no more. I don't, like, some dudes are just like, I ain't got it. I ain't got it to fight. Yeah, he was ready. What you got to say there, Pete?
It killed me how she said he had no empathy, no compassion, but you brought the divorce to the table and just told that man flat out you don't want to be there. I ain't see you crying. I ain't see you begging for another shot at the relationship, but you mad because he did.
She said she cried when she went to therapy, but she cried because she thought about his reaction, and he was just cold. And that's what she was like.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. See, like, what do you want him to say at that point? It's over. Okay. I mean, what else you want me to do? You brought this situation on. You brought this to the table, not me. I don't understand.
Do you think do you think these dudes who ain't crashing out in the last couple videos, do you think it's because more and more men are starting to expect this now? So now they're like already mentally, like when they see the signs, they're already mentally preparing? Or you think those dudes just already?
Me and you talked about this too, see, on our vacation. Men are starting to notice the numbers, man. We starting to notice the number game. We starting to notice that we have more options than you. So therefore, if that's how you want to play it, fine. I bet I'll be happier before you'll be happy. And I think that's how men are starting to see it. It's a numbers game. We talked about that 10-1. So why would I sit around and cry because you don't want to be here when I can go right outside and get another 5 of you tomorrow? What the problem is? Like Mark used to say, what the problem is?
All right. You know what's funny? You just walked us into our next topic.
I've been doing a lot of that today, huh?
I know. Good job. You walked us into our next video. Let's get to it.
Watching my ex thrive, it's a beautiful thing. It's really triggering for me because I walked away with literally having to start over after 12 years of starting over, of wondering if I'm going to be able to keep a roof over my head with my boys and not being able to just go out and play in our backyard like we used to, and wondering if I'm going to be able to feed them.
The problem that I have with this is that when you decide to no longer be in a relationship with somebody, they do not owe you for their successes from the time that you stopped being with them on, outside of what they owe you for potentially justified alimony and child support. You cannot get mad that that man is successful without you.
Listen, this is something I said the other day. All right? I literally said this shit the other day, Pete. I said that if a man leaves a relationship with a woman and he starts doing better, the woman was the problem.
Mm-hmm.
If a man leaves a relationship and he starts being his best version of himself or starts improving, the woman was the problem.
100%.
Now, if he's improving in a relationship, you can sit there and say, "I'll give women that, right? You're motivating that man to be a better version of himself, or at least a more motivated version of himself." But if he was a piece of shit, no. What I'm saying is, I'm saying in a regular relationship, not like some dude that's rich. I'm saying in a normal relationship, if you starting to thrive a little bit more, it wasn't something you was already doing. You know what I'm saying? She's being supportive of you. I'm not saying what a woman does is making you be more successful, but if she's supporting you, it's not hindering your purpose. Does that make sense? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
It's not hindering what you're supposed to be doing. Because on the channel, I always say about us being on our purpose. And if a woman is on your program, she's not hindering your purpose, you're gonna grow anyway. If anything, that love is just gonna help solidify the thing you were supposed to be doing. That's what
it just accelerates it. That's basically what
yeah,
it is.
absolutely. I'm saying that I'm just saying that and let's be real. Some women motivate men to be better. They do. But again, I stand on this. If a man starts doing better after he leave you, woman's a problem. Just saying.
Yep. I mean,
Anthony said me bounce back within 5 years. Right? She only cried because she has nothing without her husband. Preston says, newsflash, lady, we don't care. F off and tell it to the bear. Oh, that's crazy. It's called reset button, start from scratch. He clearly is feeling the heat of adulthood. Yo, let me tell y'all this, and P, you know this very well, but after both of my marriages, man, I was homeless. I had nothing. You want to talk about hit the reset? Man, I was sleeping in my car. I was on couches. I had no place to go, man. I had nothing. And you remember, P, you came and visited me in Seattle. You saw that little house that I had, that little log cabin house in the woods. It used to scare my kids, bro. But that was the only thing I could afford after that divorce, bro. You saw I kept it nice though for a little tiny ass place though, right?
For teens, you kept them clean though.
Yo, that house was no bigger than the room I'm in now. If you count the bathroom, if you count my walk-in closet in this room, that house is no bigger than this right here. This enclosure I'm in. It wasn't that big.
But you know what I gotta say to this video? See, what women need to learn is you hot until you're not. You know, when you with your man, you got all these people in your DMs. You got all these dudes that's better looking than him, probably making more money than him. But what they don't fail to understand is there ain't no connection. He just trying to smash and pass. Like I say, you're hot till you're not. With us, we can move on and smash for the rest of our lives and be okay. In most cases, you can be okay.
Okay. Well, guess what? You just walked us into our next video clip.
They don't think we staged this shit for real.
Bro, you just on one. So, hey, I had these. Hey, y'all know I set these things up in a particular order for a reason. And here we go. P is solidifying why I do what I do here on TSG Uncut. Subscribe to that channel.
The court notified me that my final decree of divorce has been approved by the judge. I know that it sucks being alone. I come home and I'm alone. I go everywhere alone. I don't hardly talk to him anymore. I don't blame him. I filed for the divorce. So I'm sure people are wondering, well, you filed. Why are you so upset? Why are you crying?
Why? Tell us.
Just because you make a decision that you think is going to end up making things better doesn't mean that you have to give up the fact that you love that person or that you did it because you were trying or whatever. I've never met anybody like him, and I've never loved anybody like him either, but I don't want a divorce. I still am very much in love with my husband.
I didn't watch that whole video all the way through. So I'm a little shocked at her answer at the end. What are your thoughts, man? Let me hear what you got to say.
That's normally the case, bro. Like you said, you divorced, I'm divorced too. And, it's funny. It's not funny, but it's funny.
Yeah,
I'm not a follower of my ex-wife, nothing like that. But somehow her stuff pops up on my social media from time to time. And I see her putting out these thirst trap pictures of herself because she needs the attention. It's funny because when women have the attention at home, they need outside attention. It all goes to what I said in the beginning. You're hot till you're not.
Until you're not. But that's kind of what I was saying too, right? Like a woman's job is to secure that man that loves and wants you, that's attracted to you. And then he'll love you through all the changes if he really loves you. But then when you go out and dudes want to, man, look, dudes that want to just smash, look, they, whatever. So you remember Jeezy had with Jeannie Mai, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I remember when Jeezy and Jeannie Mai were going through their divorce stuff, right? He was kind of quiet. She was on TV and talking about like, this, that, and the third, this wasn't right. Well, I actually have a clip that we about to watch real quick. We almost done. We only got 2 more clips left. This is gonna be a quicker live stream night because I got work to get done tonight. But and we started late. But here's the thing: Jeannie Mai is gonna talk about her thoughts on the marriage now that time has passed. All right, check this out.
I have a really hot temper. Not a lot of people know this, but it's just something in my family. I've seen it in my grandmother. Saw it in my grandfather, to my grandmother, to my mom, to my aunts, to me, right? But I didn't notice it in myself until I was with Jeezy.
Interesting. You didn't notice in your previous marriage?
No, because it has to do with the type of relationship you have and the type of respect you have for that person to mirror things back to you where you actually would stop you in your tracks and evaluate yourself,
So you had it.
So I had it, but nobody ever called me out on it. Also in my line of work, sometimes being a boss isn't so great for you because you have a lot of people who just agree to what you want. They're yes men, right? And so I didn't notice that I had a hot temper until I got with Jeezy. And here's a person who is my equal and I really respect. And when I would spew some of my old habits, and he was like, like, who? That's not flying here. And also, it would trigger him to come back at me with things where I was like, who the fuck do you think you are? But I was triggering him. So through work, we learned that we both have certain habits that to the everyday person, from friends, family, fans, they'll never see it. But to the person who loves us deep enough, you can press that button and boom, the dragon comes out.
The dragon comes out. Oh, why did she say that? That's funny. So, thoughts? What stood out to you about that clip?
How you gonna be gangster with a gangster?
Right?
That's what stood out to me the most.
What stood out to me?
You gonna go street on a ninja from the street. Nah, I don't think that's a good idea, babe.
That's why he was like, when you saw it, he didn't say nothing. It was like divorce, he was quiet. He was like, I'm done. He wasn't putting up with that shit. What stood out to me is that she talked about how she noticed that there's she calls it a temper that runs through our family. But what I heard is it's a learned behavior that they have in their family where they're all hotheads. They all get hot tempers. That's a learned behavior. And
I'm gonna do you one better. See, I won't cut you. I'll do you one better. What I heard was total lack of self-control. That's what I heard.
Yes. Well, yes. So the thing about it is they've had these behaviors, this lack of self-control, and as she stated, and this is something they've had this lack of control, and nobody probably checked nobody in their family over it. This is just what they do, right? To each other, to other people that are around them. Like basically, they're okay. Their love is essentially like verbal abuse.
Wilford and Sonya.
Their love is verbal abuse. And so Jeezy thinking he getting a wife that's probably, because if you look at Jeannie by the way she talk and stuff, you probably think, man, I got me a fun girl. Don't this sound familiar, P? Oh, you got a girl that you know, she can hang with me and she know how to handle herself and blah, blah, blah. P's shaking his head. Y'all can't see it because it ain't got enough light. But P's shaking his head right now because he know I married the same thing. I married a chick with a temper, you know, that she had dealt with all of that anger pent up, and then that shit came out in our marriage. Not only to our marriage, but it came out even to the point that my ex would want to fight our friends. And then there was a bunch of unresolved shit she never dealt with. And so I would say I give Jeezy respect because he was like, I'm done. And I put up with it for a while. I was trying not to get another divorce on my record. I was trying. Jesus, I was trying. You know, but and I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
But you know we one in the same because I did the same thing. You warned me because of what you have been doing.
I did warn your ass. I was like, bro, Jesus, look, hey, just don't let him, look, he told y'all the truth. I tried to warn this Negro. I was like, yo, son, no disrespect, because you gotta put that shit out there. No disrespect to your lady, because I ain't got no problem with her. But son, I know you. I hit that 5 heartbeats on you. I hit that. I've been with you.
So yeah, you tried to warn me, and I was that dude that was like, no, she good, we have fun, and we do this and we do that. I ain't gonna put all our business out there, but you know what I'm talking about. And this is the one seeing, and da. And little did I know what was under the exterior. Woo, child.
I tried, Jesus. I tried my heart. And listen, I don't even think I was disrespectful when I tried. I just said, oh, have you considered this? Have you considered that? Hey, I'm just telling you, blah, 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 you know, like, bro, like, so, listen. I have one more video clip left. We're going to get up out of here. I'll get some more comments. We'll get up out of here. But before we get to that last clip, I just want to say to you guys, I don't have a problem. I need y'all to understand my position. I said I was going to tell y'all this, especially you guys that are still here. I don't have a problem with long-term committed relationships, and I don't actually have a problem with the idea of marriage. Right? I don't have a problem with the idea of being with your person. Okay. I do believe that as constructed, marriage is not a good deal for most men. And I'm serious. Like, I think you ladies need to understand if it was you that had to start over again, right? Not the dude, you. If you ladies had to start over from nothing, lose everything that you're going to ever work for in that relationship to start over again at whatever age you are right now, would you think that that's a profitable venture? And hear me out what I'm saying when I say this, right? Because let's be real about something. Women didn't have those protections back in the day. A lot of times women would be, the dude could leave, hey, we'll get a pack of cigarettes. Hey, Barbara, I ain't never coming home no more, so take it easy, right? Just walk out the door, go get milk, and never come back. Some of the divorce laws that we see today are because of the milk law, right? Let's call it the milk law. But the thing about the law is they try to make the law and they try to call it equitable, but it's not equitable. Because when a man gets kicked out of his home, most men don't have another place they can go. Like a lot of people don't feel sorry for a man when he ain't got no place to live. Most people don't feel sorry for a man with like he may not have a place to go. When you get divorced and you start like dividing, and friends start splitting apart, most of the friends gonna go with the woman, even if don't matter if she right or wrong or whatever. Cause I'm gonna tell you, man, I think back on the friends that I've had, right? Divorce happened. I know who I ain't heard from. I know exactly who I ain't heard from. I know who didn't check on me when I was going through it. I know everybody who didn't check on. But the same people was up in my house, eating my food, drinking my liquor, partying. My shit be all dirty. They left that shit there, cigarette butts and stuff like that. Them people party with me, and nobody ever checked up on me. They don't even wish me happy birthday to this day. Okay? So what am I saying? Women might lose everything, but there's always somebody usually that will take a woman in. And take them in for longer than it would definitely do a dude. Is it right? No. I'm just saying that women have that option more than men do. Because start over for a man, nobody feels sorry for you. Go ahead, P. I just want to get that out the way.
Can I drop something deep on you, see?
Please do, because we always love that shit here.
I feel like that's the case because in our subconscious, even as adults, we see our mama in that situation. And everybody feels sorry for mama. You know what I mean? So when a woman gets divorced and she ain't got nowhere to go, it's like, oh, what if that was my sister or my mama? I gotta make sure she okay. We all have that. Well, I ain't gonna say we all because I ain't got it. But most people go back to that complex of I need to make sure the woman is good. But you never, like you said, you never have anybody here about making sure the man is good or the father is good or anybody like that. It's in our subconscious because as we're raised, you raised as your mama is never wrong. The woman is never wrong. It's in our subconscious some kind of way. And that shit, that process of thinking needs to stop. It just got to stop.
Ironically enough, you talking about that subconscious thing, the mom thing, is not exactly, but the video that I plan to make on Friday is actually going to kind of cover a little bit of what you just talked about. It's going to cover a little bit of it. Again, that's kind of why we're going to get up out of here a little bit earlier tonight than normal, just so that I can, have time to do the stuff I need to do. But here's
one more thing before I leave. I gotta say something funny. I gotta say something funny on top of the seriousness. You know I gotta get one in.
Oh, please.
You said the women, you know why? The women that break up and they start over like men do, you know what they call them? Lesbians. The first thing they do is when they get put in that situation, I'm done with men. I'll never get treated that way again. I don't ever want another man again. So when they gotta feel how we feel, they become lesbians. They don't have nothing to do with the sex at all. They just done with us. You see, but we don't have that option. They can play both fields. We can't do that all the time. So
yeah, but here's the thing. I got one for you then. Okay, I got one for you. The problem is those women on women relationships are the worst.
I never said they were better. That's what I don't understand. I have both in my family. I have a man
hands on each other.
I have a man that's a woman in my family, and I have a woman that's a man in my family. And let me tell you, they both fucking horrible. I'm sorry, excuse my language. They both horrible. They both are 304s, and they're both worse than being in a regular relationship.
Absolutely. And so different ain't better. And again, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about how, particularly and especially black men get a bad rap. And I actually have a clip with a black woman saying, yo, it's only women saying all that. I ain't never experienced that. At least the dudes that I've come across ain't never treated me no bad way. Again, Friday's video gonna have a lot in it, bro. I'm gonna try to pack as much as I can into that one video, but I know that we wouldn't be able to effectively talk about it. It would be better in video form than it would be for us to discuss it. It's just too many clips. All right, let's check out this last clip and we'll catch your last few comments and get up out of here.
I would come home and I would strip off my dress clothes and I would get into my sweats and my messy bun. So I would dress up all day long for other people, but what did my husband get? And I gotta tell you, when I started showing up, I made the decision that if our marriage was gonna last, it was gonna start with me. I made that decision. He moved to our guest bedroom. He opened up a separate bank account. He told me I wanted divorce. We married the wrong people. I would make him dinner and he would come up and he would say, "Why are you making me dinner? I'm not eating with you, stop." And I showed up. And I showed up. Our marriage was completely healed, saved, restored. I said, "What changed?" And he said, "When you changed, even though the way I was treating you and you kept treating me with grace and love and forgiveness, I thought, wow, what a gift. There's no way I can let this go." And I tell you all that to say, even the impossible situations are possible, but it starts with you.
Now, listen, I put this video here for a reason. This is not to say that your marriage is going to be saved if, oh, I'm going to show up and whatever. You know why? The reason why is because it might have took them 2-3 months of her whatever, and then they was fine. And for another dude, it might take you 3 to 5 years of being consistent and showing up before I can trust you again. Because, ladies, you need to know that it is a trust issue. Okay, I'm not saying that you have to cheat or nothing, but when you act in a certain way, and that's what you've shown me, and that's been detrimental to what I see and to us, and I'm done or a man is done, then you got to understand it's going to take a while for me to build that trust back up. I know women be like, "Well, you cheated, it's going to take time to build trust back up." Okay, that's fine if that's what you think, right? Again, most of the time, dudes that cheat, they're not cheating because they don't love their women. They cheat because they're lacking something. Go back to what she said. She showed up. She was putting herself out there. Even when he was, not treating her the best, she was consistent. And that's the thing. Ladies, a lot of y'all ain't really consistent. A lot of women today don't show up. You show up when it's beneficial for you, but you don't show up. It's not a part of who you are. And that man had to feel like his woman, that was a part of who she was for him to believe her. And trust and believe. As much as y'all don't believe that we got instincts about things, we know if we're done, we know if you're being phony. And it takes time with us. You're going to have to show me that over time. Just because you made me a few meals because you rubbed my back don't mean that it don't mean that you're right. You're going to have to prove it. And at proving it again, for some people, it might take 3 to 6 months. For others, it might take 3 to 6 years. And for others, it might take the rest of your life. Are you willing to get in on that? Are you willing to put in that type of work? Because a real man, you're going to have to show him over time. Are you willing to be that woman? Are you willing to put in that time? Or are you going to be too impatient? Some of y'all are way too impatient because y'all want the shit now. I need you to prove it to me now. I want this now. It's like, if you love me, enjoy the time that we have. If you love me, be there for me now. Be there for me now. If you love me, just rock with me. If you love me, be loyal. And I'll be loyal back. But you gotta show me. Especially when a dude been through a lot of shit. Especially when a dude been burned. It's gonna take a lot. Are you in it? What are you in it for? Are you in it just for the title? Are you in it to look better than your friends? Or are you in it because you just in it? I'm doing this because I do this and I'm gonna do it regardless. Until we can't do this no more. What are you in it for? P, what's your thoughts?
Bro, I ain't. Whew, that gave me chills. That boy, that was one of them Mufasa moments. Oh, yeah, man. That's because again, with us as men, we like to pretend. Now I ain't gonna say pretend. We are hard on the outside, but if you can break that and get to the inside of a real man, and you get to the inside of that, and you f that up, most of the time, it ain't no coming back, because that's how we're built. But if you can endure that and show that, and like you said, build that trust back, no matter what it takes, most of the time you may get a second chance. But again, like I said, that like you said, you have to be in it. You can't be in it. I'm gonna do this for 6 months. If he don't turn around, I'm out. You can't. Every man is different. You can't put a time limit on when a man gonna turn around.
You can't put a time limit on it. You just gotta show up. You just gotta show up, bro. Like, let me tell you something, man. I've always been like, I've had talents in terms of playing sports and stuff like that, but I would never look. If I'm being real at my age now, like, obviously I had athletic talents that was probably better than average people, but I was never going to be in the NBA. I was never going to be on somebody's professional team, right? I just don't, I didn't have it to that level. But I remember how I got on to the varsity team for playing basketball. How I got on those teams is because I showed up. And I mean, I had the most talent, but I knew I was going to outwork everybody. And I was going to continue to do it. And even when I quit the team for a year, I thought he wasn't going to take me back. Tryouts came, I was out there. I was hustling. I was working. I was running. I'm going to outdo everybody. Even when I'm in pain, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to prove to you that I'm going to be here. I'm going to outlast all these dudes. I'm going to outlast them in all the wind sprints, whatever. Because I wanted to make the team. That was my priority. That was going to happen. A lot of y'all women talk about y'all want to be on the team, but y'all don't want to do the sprint. Y'all don't want to do the work that come along with it. Y'all don't want to do the suicides. Y'all don't want to get on that baseline and run those sprints. You don't want to stay after and work on those free throws. You don't want to do none of this extra work. Because I'm going to tell you how y'all test us. Every woman going to test a man at some point. Every woman going to test a man resolve. Every woman going to put a man through her shit test. But don't get it twisted, because y'all have tests too. If I put myself out there emotionally to you and you break my emotional trust and believe you ain't getting that shit back. Right? I'm saying, could it come back? Absolutely. But you're gonna have to prove, you're gonna have to run them wind sprints. You're gonna have to prove
man, I gotta fight to prove my love.
You got to fight every night to prove my love. You're gonna have to do it. Gonna have to do it. Let's catch these comments real quick. I'm gonna start from the bottom. Yep. Women like math because they create the most problems. Oh, F no. Ever since the awkward Tofana lady, I stopped trusting women. I'm definitely not trying to ruin my life or peace and misery in Hell City. The Aquafina lady was out there. I put that in a video. The Aquafina lady was telling women how to unalive their husbands. Crazy. Giving advice like that on the internet, bro. Accountability is kryptonite. Absolutely. You know what's funny? Accountability is kryptonite, and I'm Superman. I hate it when they're not accountable, baby. All right. Says the woman who can't stand responsibility or accountability. Changes start from within. Once you actually do the work on yourself, better and better things will come your way. Absolutely. Our boss, and that's exactly why on this channel, I'm consistent. I've been consistent on we got to be on our purpose as men, because it's not being on our purpose puts us on a path to be the best version of ourselves. And that's why I always say at the end of the videos, live your best life, because that's the ultimate That's what we're looking for, right? That's the result. Let's get one thing straight. It's not men's fault that these women created their "I don't need an accountability complex" when they sow what they wheat, right? Women are robbers, the kid is a hostage, and Big Daddy Government is the getaway driver. God dang. Divine Walker 5, shout out to you on that one, baby.
Yeah, bang, 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 bang.
Oh, bang, 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 baby. Let's all play the world's smallest violin of I seriously have no sympathy for people who created their own ignorancies. I definitely don't know about the dragon, but watch out for the carnivore sleeping. Nice. I'm going to catch this more right here. I bet her mom and grandma is also singer. I think she's talking about Jeezy. Oh, hold up. Let me catch this one. Family and friends walk around them on eggshells. Yeah. Especially when they terrors in that household. Oh, you got a temper, right? Mean women will always ask other people if they're mean, right? All right. That are the comments. Take us out on the last word there, Pete.
Man, killer show. I have really nothing to add, bro. That last basketball analogy killed it for me. I'm like, yep, that's about it. You killed that one. You brought that one home. And if more women could hear that, bro, I think things would be a whole lot different. Are you willing to put in the work, or you just want to be on the team, or do you want to be the star of the team? Like, you know, some people just want to be on the team. They don't want to do nothing. They just want a jersey. You know what I mean? Right. But if you want to be out there and you want to be the star, you got to do that extra. You got to go that mile. You got to do them 7-on-7s. I ain't do basketball. I was a football guy. But you got to do all that. You know what I mean? You got to get out there and make it happen. And most women are not that. I feel like most women ain't that committed, man. That's just my opinion.
You remember, look, and I want to make sure that like, I want to be fair, okay? I want to be real fair, right? Before I got back with my woman, it was you that was telling me, hey, you know what you got to do? You know, you got to be willing to put in that time. You got to be willing to, you know, commit to this higher level of commitment. You the one told me that. He was like, hey, you know, to be in her life, you got to, you know, you got to be this way. And so I know that. And even that, I told her, I said, look, I'm not about to make no decision unless I know I can be in this thing and give you what you need and get what I need. But I wouldn't worry about that because I know that she's always been giving. It's me. What was I trying to do? What, could I be the man in our relationship that she needed me to be? What was I willing to do to get to that point? And so that was changes I had to make it with myself. And not to say that I was a bad person. It was just more like, okay, how this is going to be a different level of commitment. Am I willing to give this to make this work? And that means knowing what my role is and being the man that my woman need me to be. Was I willing to stand on business on that? And that's kind of what you and I had talked about, right? Hey, was I willing to make that step up? And so everything been cool, man. We've been gravy. This is the smoothest relationship I've ever been in. Smooth.
But you know, on top, just add a little bit extra to what you just said. I feel like a lot of women want us men to pour into their cup until it's overflowing. But a lot of them don't pour back. And they feel like we don't need that as men. We need our cup to be poured into too. We need that emotional support, everything like that. Just because we're men don't mean we ain't got no feelings. And I don't think a lot of women recognize that it's always what you gonna do for me. You know what I mean? And they don't understand you got to pour that back. Like you said, she was pouring into you, and you had to look back and be like, am I giving her what she needs now? And a lot of women don't do that, man. They don't look back and recognize that until it's too late when you just on E and ain't got nothing else to pour.
Well, you know the phrase that she told me that got us back together, right? When we wound up getting back together, and we didn't get the back together right away, but it just was going over and over in my mind. And what she told me was, she said, I want to be the type of woman that pours in your cup. I never want to take away from you. And I literally had to pause. I was like, I had to think about it. I was like, I ain't never heard a woman ever tell me that before. But moreover, her telling me that, P, I ain't never, when I thought about it, every action that she had taken from that point to prior to that has always been pouring into my cup. I've never seen her take away from my cup, not one damn time. And so that's the thing that made me think. And I was like, you know what? This is my woman. You know what I mean? Like,
That's a real one.
I was like, yeah, I said, that's exactly what I said. I said, that's a real one. You know what? Like, I ain't never heard that before. Her actions say what she meant. And so I can roll with that. I'm telling y'all all this, right? Not to kind of toot some horn on my relationship and everything like that. I'm saying, I don't think that me, and you know me better than anybody, P, I don't think me back in the day was ready for someone to come at me that real and to show me that they that real. I was not ready. I don't think old me was ready for it. And I think that the things that I've gone through have made me realize, look, I can pour into somebody's cup. I can help them. I know that I'm a great leader for my woman. I know that she's going to get something from me. It ain't just her pouring into me. She's going to get from me. But to actually hear a woman say she's going to pour into me and she's not trying to take away from that, I had to think of it. I was like, I ain't never heard nobody put it that way, but they actions show me that they ain't put it that way. And I was like, you know what? Then I need to be right. I'm saying this because you have these people here that seemingly got rid of their marriages from people on minor shit. I know I said we was gonna play that one last clip, but I think I want to end it off on this clip, right? I want to end it off on the very first clip.
Women tend to be more unhappily married than men.
And 80% of the time, women bring up problems in a relationship.
But 69% of all problems are not solvable.
So if you rely on problems getting solved as an indicator of the success of the relationship, it's not going to look good.
So I ended with what we started with. And I did that for a reason. We have problems, but the reason why they don't feel like problems is because each other is thinking about the other person. Like, right? Like I'm not being selfish. I try not to be selfish, and she's not being selfish, and we're thinking about the other person. And then when there is a problem, we talk about it, and then we realize sometimes the thing that you might disagree on ain't nothing really important to disagree on. It's something you just let it roll, man, because it don't define who y'all supposed to be. And the thing is, P, I don't think people have that level of introspection anymore. I think they just ready to just give up, bro. Like, this shit is done, or it's hard. The biggest thing is everybody's like me. And if both people were thinking about the other person, like if both people were unselfish, I swear we'd have better relationships. If both people are unselfish and thinking about the other person, think about that. If both people are genuinely like, I want to make sure you okay. And the other person's like, no, I'm trying to make sure you okay. That might be the only argument you have. Who makes sure who okay? You know what I mean? It is that simple. But I feel like personal relationships, interpersonal relationships, people don't know how to interact with people no more. People don't know how to face to face. People don't know how to talk to people. So, any last thoughts on whatever I said? We'll get up on here.
But you know what, see? I hear everything you're saying, but you just got people that's just, and I'm men and women like that's just riding to the core, because you could start off like that, and then one person doesn't ask the other person how you doing today, and then that turns into a whole argument because they're just toxic. They're just a toxic person, period.
Hold on. I'm not trying to cut you off, but that means it wasn't real in the beginning. It was a lie.
I was just about to say that. That's what I'm about to say. I was saying, but that means it was never genuine in the beginning. And those are the things that we all get caught up in at first, because like I said, you know, my favorite slogan is, you always dating the person's representative. That's who you're dating first.
Yep.
So if everybody was genuinely themselves and not their representatives, like you said, what you just said would be absolutely on point.
So unfortunately, we're there. So listen, just so y'all know, next video should be out Friday, maybe Thursday if I get it done fast enough. But here's my point. Oh, Thursday would be nice. Let that thing roll through the weekend. I don't know if I'll be able to get it done. We'll see. But my goal is by Friday have a video going into the weekend. The point is, this next video that I'm gonna we're gonna talk about how this selfishness that we've seen. Right? Tonight, y'all saw a bunch of women who divorced their husbands and then regretted it later. We have a bunch of women now who don't understand why they're behaving and acting the way they do. They don't even think it's detrimental. They don't understand the full totality of how their behavior affects the people around them. Because again, everybody's like me, me, me. And these modern women are this behavior is literally destroying society, and particularly and especially destroying our community. Okay. And that's what we're going to talk about in the next one. And I'm going to take my time to do the most due diligence I can with it because, man, just wait. In that video, I'm going to put my stank foot in that damn video. I swear I'm going to make some comparisons. And y'all going to be like, oh my God. I'm like, yep, y'all acting just like this. I can't wait to make that video. All right, P, great to have you here. Gents.
One last thing before we get out of
here. Oh, go ahead, yeah.
I just want to tell all the gents that I got something special working up too. Me and my son, we working on something. You know about it already.
Oh, yeah.
We're working on something, man. It's called Like Father, Like Son. It's going to shine the light on perspectives of the children and fathers that have relationship issues because of what mothers are doing and what mothers are saying. And it's going to be a real interesting channel, man. Y'all be looking out for that soon.
All right. So, like, hey, I was already supposed to be working on a video about how these young black dudes don't respect older black dudes no more. And, you know, again, whenever if y'all decide y'all get y'all little channel up and everything like that, I'll let the gents know and have the gents support and everything like that. You know, our boss says salute, peace, salute to the OGP for this. Yeah. So yeah, I look forward to seeing it too, because it's going to be great for y'all to be able to discuss y'all stories and just how y'all was fit, you know, how your son felt, how you felt, you know, having those talks, man. And I'm going to just give you some advice, YouTube advice. If it get raw, let it get raw. If it get emotional,
it's going to.
If it get emotional, yep. Let it be emotional.
We keep it all the way 100. I told him we keep it all the way 100%, man. We letting it all go because this is something that's long overdue, man. Because we got a lot of kids that hate their fathers and don't know why, and we got a lot of fathers that's just too fed up with the system to even keep trying. And we trying to bridge that gap, man. So he's going to speak to them. I'm trying to speak to the fathers. We're going to make it work together so we can fix these broken communities, man, and these broken homes, and see if we can get that situation back on track, man, because it's just getting crazy.
Absolutely. Well, look, I look forward to it. Again, gents, I'm going to probably let y'all know when that thing come out. I'll probably, if I don't tell y'all in the video, always follow this channel. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. I try to talk to y'all through the community posts. So I'll get in touch with y'all through the community posts. I will tell y'all on the live stream, and I'll even tell y'all on a video when he get that thing going. Divine Walker said, shout out to you, Divine. Salute TSG Uncut. No problem. Thank you, brother. Thank you for being here with us this evening. Our boss says, hey, I'm down for the real talk. The social media fantasy is up. Absolutely. And our boss and the rest of you gents, man, that's what I told y'all, man. Real talk, they're trying to suppress real talk. I'm serious, man. Pete, my views been down. Bro, YouTube did cut my views 80%. 80% my views been down, son. And here's the thing about it, bro. Like, I look at some of the other channels that are thriving. It's like, if you put out mess, they care about the mess. And don't get me wrong, you know, I'm gonna make it entertaining. But I'm saying, like, when my video was going off about older men and stuff, Again, they limited my monetization on that one. It's like every time a video try to take off, they limit it, so I gotta fight it. And then when they put it back on, it lost momentum. So I'm like, yo, bro, huh?
I said, be to miss this time by that point. It's not as hot as it should have been.
It's just saying, it's not even that like the video don't still pick up some views later, but the problem is that momentum drives the video. Like if the gents as a whole, not the ones that come in here, but if they don't watch the videos right off the bat, my subscribers, the video dies, right? The video tanks. Yeah, it'll get us some views here, blah, 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 but the video tanks. So that's how important it is to support your favorite content creators. Because if you don't, it might be a good video, but nobody ever gonna see it. Ain't nobody gonna see it. So they can't stop the shines, Sean. Real recognize real. You know what? And that's the why. Hey, thank you so much for that. Appreciate it, our boss, because that's why I'm never gonna quit. I'm pot committed. Now I've been doing it like it's about to be 5 years, bro. I'm pot committed. You know, listen, don't get me wrong, it get a little tough, you know, because, you know, let's be real about this, man. Like, to sustain to do the things that I'm doing, like, I'm not living extravagant. I got bills, bro. Like, you know, but I'm not sitting there in Miami somewhere driving a Lambo. I got a normal ass car. I got a 2012 car. You know what I mean? Like, you know, so I'm not gonna sit here like I'm better. I told you I ain't never gonna do that. But I put in a lot of work on doing this stuff. A lot of work. Like I get up every day, shower, shave, and I'm behind this desk doing something, editing, working, planning. So, all right, y'all, we got to get up out of here. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you to my brother, my guest, P. Thank you for always dropping knowledge. Again, we're going to put out that information when you get started. And until next time, live your best life. Yo, what you think?
That was bomb, bro. That was bomb. Where did you get that beat from, by the way? I always wanted to ask you that.
Get the what?
That theme song for your intros and outros. Where did you get that music from?